Washington, ici, les recrutements moulages pour vous présenter une nouvelle émission appelée Réalité du Monde. Réalité du Monde, nous parlerons de tout, économique, politique, social, sport, tout ce que je peux parler ici. Réalité du moment, nous aurons aussi des invités ici pour vous parler, vous donner leur stratégie économique, politique, des invités qui vous parleront de tout et qui vont répondre à vos questions.
Reality of the Moment TV show. Haha. Nimiti na mtoto wenu Gustav na kuja hapa pamoja na ndugu yangu Leo Pimulajat na waletea TV show ambayo inaitwa Reality of the Moment. Reality of the Moment is a TV show that we're going to be talking about finances and the economy. We're going to talk about sports and fitness, and we're going to talk about social life in general. We're going to have expert matters here on the TV show right here on the studio. They're going to be giving you about these ideas and challenges that they're facing out there in the community. Stay tuned and watch Reality of the Moment.
Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us again once. This is Leo Goodson Mulaja. Welcome to the Reality of the Moment. Tonight we're gonna talk about Burma, Myanmar. For those who know or doesn't know, there's something happening there today at Burma, and then tonight we're gonna talk about it. I'm not alone like always. I have a co-host with me. She's gonna introduce herself.
Bonsoir à tout le monde. Welcome to Orkney Show. My name is Valerie Magana, and tonight we have a special topic to talk about. Burma is one of our hottest topics. Welcome while we discuss this topic with our co-host.
Valerie, why are we talking about Burma tonight? Why in this topic?
Well, we're talking about Burma, but one, it's very important. Two, we can relate on so many levels. We're African. We've been through a lot of conflict, so we can understand how hard it can be. And two, we're immigrants.
Yes. So for those who are wondering why we're talking about Burma, if our friend, our brother are suffering the way we used to suffering, we need to be behind them. That's why today, that's going to be our topic. How can we help? You know, if you don't know nothing about Burma, it's really a good way, a good time to learn about Burma, right? And then we're not going to do that alone, right, Valerie?
Absolutely. That's why we have a special guest, Ta. Please welcome to the show. Ta, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us tonight. Please, for our audience, introduce yourself so they know who you are.
Hello everybody, my name is Ta or Tase, and I originally came from Burma or Myanmar, and I came to this country as a refugee, and I'm a US citizen, and today thank you for inviting me to be part of your show here tonight, and I'm glad that you guys are interested in learn more about what is happening in Burma or Myanmar.
Yeah, Ta, we're so happy to have you tonight. Just tell us a little bit about Burma. What's Burma? For someone who doesn't know nothing about Burma, what's Burma?
So Burma is a country, the population is about 54 million. There's a lot of conflicts going on. I mean, particularly right now, what is happening is there's a coup happening. So what is happening is the military take over the country. Mm-hmm. So there was November 2020, there was election in the party that won is National League for Democracy. Mm-hmm. They won about 83% of the seats.
That's a lot.
So, and then the military accused that there's a fraud going on. So, and then that's why on February 3rd, there was supposed to be the first day of section, or, they will be, finalize everything. And the military said, no, there's a fraud going on and it's emergency, we're gonna take over the country. That's pretty much what is currently happening. It has been about since February 1st, so probably 24 days already.
Ta, so with the country, Burma, does the country usually have a historical coup d'etat, or is there something new?
So yeah, we had coup d'etat for a couple of times. 1962, as I remember, in 1988. Mm-hmm. But the country has been a long history of conflicts. So like there are civil wars going on also. over 70 years. So probably one of the longest civil war in the world. So probably many people don't know about this. So that's why we have many refugees in the US and many other countries.
Yes, and like I said, there's a lot going on there in Burma, and then you talk about a coup, and then you say that already happened before, and that's even when the reason you are here in America, right? And tell us about the division in your country. How many region, how many ethnic, how many language, what caused all those division?
So Burma is a very diverse country. So we have 8 major ethnic groups. They are called Kachin, Kaya, Kayin, Chin, Burma, Mo, Yakai, Shan. And also over 136 languages spoken in about 54 million people. And I myself identify as one of the ethnic group called Karen, right? We have been fighting with the Burma military for over 70 years. So that's why one of the reasons is there is never ending conflict and there is also coup happening. Even there's some changes happening in Burma.
Dad, could you help us understand how many religions are in Burma?
Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how many, but for I know is majority is Buddhist, probably 90% or 85% of the country are Buddhist, and there are other minority religion. We have Christian, we do have Muslim and agnostic, people who like worship other stuff. So those are some of the main religions in Burma.
Interesting.
So you say that in February 1st there were a coup,
Yeah.
and then so what happening now? Now the military taking over. What's the reaction of the people in Burma?
So the situation since it took over, they try to, so each day there's things escalate. I mean things are getting worse. On the first early morning of February, they arrested all the Aung San Suu Kyi, state councillor, the president, who win it, and also other parliaments, representatives, even some journalists and activists. So right now, what we know is maybe over 600 people were arrested. So, and then every day things escalate. There are a lot of movement going on. So some of the movement are, this is one of the sign for Hunger Game. So it shows that it's civil disobedience movement. So what that means is, so people a way to demonstrate that they stop going to work. So that the movement is, so that is happening right now. So it will continue to go. So and a lot of also young people are demonstrating on the street on the February 22nd. What I know is almost the whole country, city, towns, villages, they were also protested. We expect almost the whole country. I mean, there is no way that there are going to be voting frauds going on. I don't know how people can believe that if there is voting fraud going on. Almost maybe 20 million protests. I'm not sure it's more than half the countries are protesting. So, and what also happened is there are a lot of violence going on. So the police versus the people, people are peacefully protesting. There were people are get shot by the sniper. So, and then they water hose. So those are things escalate. I hope that there's nothing go more than that, but we don't know right now at the moment.
So Ta, what did you guys are doing here in Seattle to help the situation that's going on there in Burma? What are your initiatives here in Seattle?
Okay, well, I'm just a regular community member. I'm not like activist or anything. So I'm just social worker, and I'm also real estate agent. That's what I do as my job. And what I do right now in Seattle or in the US, we encourage people to contact their representatives, their senators, Congress members, that's one of the ways to tell them what's going on in Burma. But you asking, we also doing, also what else we doing is we also protesting. In Seattle, we did protest last Sunday on the February 21st. And we contacting, prior to the coup, I was doing a petition to the US government that is on the change.org. I studied that and a lot of people signed it. And then when the coup happened, there's a lot of things, more things I add up. So the reason the petition was there is internally displaced people because the Burma military attacking some of the villages because of they want to take over the land or because of the resources or because they try to build the roads. So there's a lot of complicated stuff going on. And now it lead to is at least all people are come together to rejecting the coup. So I think as a U.S. citizen, what we can do is we can. Why it's important for us to advocate for this? Because U.S. is the defender of democracy, right? Because they took over the will of the people, right? People voted for that particular government. I don't think that's right? Because 83%, even 10% fraud going on, how is that possible that can be fraud, right? So that's why we want U.S. to advocate for us, for the people. People voted for that government, and they should be respected, and they should be put in place for what it need to be. And then U.S. is the main donor of financially. They probably donated for like COVID-19. I think about 700 million to the Burma. So we are, as American citizens, we paying tax for those, right? Because those are our tax money. We don't want them to put it in the military pocket,
Yes.
right? Absolutely, we don't want that because they could clearly violated a lot of human rights abuse. Not only during the coup. Prior to that, you might hear about Rohingya issue, right? Muslim minorities,
Yes.
right? They have been persecuted, and so there's also conflict between the ethnic groups and the current elected leaders. We have some differences, but the main reason is because of the military still have control over of the country. Because of, I want to bring back a little bit background history of why the coup is happening. So the Burma military formed a new constitution in 2008 constitution, right? It gave the right to 25% of the seat to the Burma military. That means you need to have 75% over to change constitutions. But the other 25%, there's no way to change the law. And the reason they quit, they said, hey, because of this law, we can take over the country emergency for 1 year. But people are fed up, like ethnic groups like where I came from, we've been fighting over 70 years, we fed up. We are new to what is happening in our villages, our burning down or care or rape all the women. So now the whole country starts to understand that, even they are willing to do those kind of atrocity, violating against human rights in front of media, in front of the whole country. I cannot imagine what they can do to Rohingya, what they can do to the Kachin people, what they can do to the Korean people. So I think
Because are standing against.
yeah, that's why we are standing against the reject totally of we want to make sure that abolish the military dictatorship.
Yeah, I think Valerie and I can relate, we both from Africa, or Republic Democratic of Congo. We had those kind of trouble and dictator before, so we really stand against any powerful military that try to take away the will of the people.
When democracy is at risk, people are at risk as well. So we, as Leon said, we can relate. We've been there. And we're still there.
Yes.
So that's why it's very important to talk about Burma. We can maybe try to figure a way that we can support and find help. My next question is actually, with understanding of how the government functions in Burma, in what ways can the community provide support without having the government interjecting themselves?
So without, you mean like other government interjecting themselves, or?
No, like for example, here in the U.S., how can the community on a lower level, how can we get together and pull all the little support we have to support the Burma people?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have time, I mean, you can email your representatives. Some of the things we are asking is, first one is, the main thing is sanctioning, the targeting sanction to generals, the Burmese generals, right, in their family, in their businesses. So because they have a huge ownership to the businesses with different countries, including the US or neighboring countries, right? That's the first thing. And then another thing, and second one is, according to UN Funding Mission, the generals, they commit crime against humanity and war crime. We want them to bring it to ICJ, right? And that they should be prosecuted. I think what they have done to the people in all ethnic minority and religious minority, right? So and then also US can also pressure not only the military but other countries like China, right? Because they have main supporting of like weapons and munitions, and because China and Burma militaries working so long together, they are what I think is one of the main backer of the coup, I think, and because of their business interests, right? There are gas pipeline, there are water pipeline, and there are also dam projects. So there's a lot of economic interest for China, and also it become very complicated because US and China are also, both superpowers. So it become very interesting. But the people want democracy. So I think US should be the defender of the democracy. Because it's not everybody is watching in that country, right? If that country can change, other country could become a good example, right? The country, like, because if the military is still gonna take over, people are still gonna be suffering because people fed up over what is happening, and they gonna stand and fight until whether the military guns or whether people are gonna be suffering. They don't want to be slave. That's what they say. Whether the military is gone totally or people are gonna be slave. There's only two choices. There's no other choice because people feel the last decades they feel it's not a true democracy yet, but they felt that there is changes happening in the last decade, even that little bit. They felt that, and the young people, especially young people, they open their eyes. They see, they also mostly are standing.
They don't want to go back to the state of a military control everything. So guys, everywhere you're following us, thank you. So contact your representative, okay? State representative, federal representative, put pressure on them. Tell them to stop supporting general and powerful military in Burma, Myanmar. So those pressure will put pressure on those military to leave the power alone and to restore democracy. So we're almost at the end of this show. We say thank you to TAP for coming here. We know how this is a difficult topic for you because you see our family in Burma, and even before coming here, you left your country, you didn't want to leave your country, you come here in America, and then you work as a refugee settler, you work with a lot of refugees, Congolese, Africans, so we felt like it's our time to say thank you for your work that you did with all the refugees, for us also to support Burma.
And can I say?
Yes, go ahead.
So there's a CDM movement, Civil Disobedience Movement, so people will be start working. So there are some of, I don't know, there's a fundraiser going on because of people start working, no income. So that's some of the way, if you want to do it, it's optional totally. And also some of the area like internally displaced, for the current particularly, I know for sure it's about 7,000 refugees, not refugee, IDP, internally displaced,
Mm.
they are restricting humanitarian aid. So we're asking US to be more maybe open up for the
Sending
humanitarian
more,
aid
yes,
directly to the people, not to the
To the
government or
government.
not to the military.
Yes.
Because the money that go to military, it will not go to the people for sure.
yes,
So,
yes, yes.
That's some of the things you can advocate. But if there's events that happen like protests, we will let you know.
So
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So thank you so much. We'd like to thank TAF for joining us again. Thank you for providing us with that information. I can tell you I learned a lot. And please support Burma, stand with Burma. There's a fight against humanity. Yes, there. Yeah, please stand with Burma. There's a fight against humanity. It's not only Burma's fight, it's everyone's fight. Anything you can do to support will be helpful.
Thank you for following us. We're gonna give you the last word to say hi to everybody, to say hi to your community, to say hi to everybody that are following you today.
Yeah, thank you for having me here today, and I'm glad that I'm able to share with your community. I know it's what is happening. I know that. Thank you for sympathize with that, because we all live here, and then because if something happened to one of us, probably it's also affecting all of us too. Yeah, and thank you for. I hope if you need more information, you can also directly contact me. I'm willing to give you more information than what I know. Whether writing a letter to your senator, email, I have those informations as well.
I just want to say thank you to Leon and for Gustave for creating this opportunity, and also to our guest staff for taking the time out of this day to be here to inform us about Burma. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for Leo and Valerie for having me here today. And also, I don't see Gustave today, but hey, I hope you're watching this video as well. And not all of that, I want to also say hello to all my community, particularly in Seattle, Tada, and all the travelers. We have a lot of vloggers. I hope you use your Instagram or whatever social media to spread the words. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much for following this show, Reality of the Moment Special Burma. I said thank you to the researcher of this show, Gray, and her wife. We say thank you. I said thank you to my fiance. I said thank you to Gustave and Priska that are not here today. I miss you guys, and thank you so much for being with us tonight.